Hey my friends, this is Daniel Aldie, and today I want to talk with you about 10 sacrifices that I made to become wealthy. Now, I know a lot of people know that they need to make sacrifices, but I guarantee you my experiences will help inspire you to make your own sacrifices on your own. So listen up. The first sacrifice I made were video games. Now, I know this sounds obvious, but millions and millions and millions of people play video games for hours and hours long. And for me, I used to play video games all night long, avoiding the daily responsibilities of life. And sometimes I would just sit there feeling so guilty about the wasted time, knowing that I had a greater purpose that I had to pursue. So if you find yourself playing video games for too long, don't do it anymore. Now, video games are good, but make sure you understand the role it plays in your life after you get your big task done. The second sacrifice I made to become wealthy was drugs. Now, I was addicted to drugs, so it was extremely hard to break this negative cycle. You see, drugs cause paranoia, and I was afraid all the time. I was living in fear, and drugs seemed to alleviate those fears on a temporary basis. But once I removed drugs from my life, it changed my way of thinking. Not only do drugs cost money, but it also casts a lot of doubt. So if you're drinking a lot and you're smoking a lot of weed and smoking cigarettes all the time, it's going to damage your health, but it's also going to affect your bank account. It's going to change the way you feel about yourself. And you're not going to feel confident when it comes to dealing with other people, which is how you become wealthy. You see, you have to network with people, and if people find out exactly what you do, then that can ruin your chances. You can lose a lot of opportunities. And for me, I understood that I had so much potential that if I continued to use drugs, I would either end up dead or in jail. So I decided that now was the time to quit. And once I made those changes, my bank account grew rapidly and I became so much happier. The third sacrifice I made to become wealthy was getting rid of old friends. You see, I had friends that had no purpose, no future, no money at all. And they were trying to give me advice. They were telling me what I shouldn't do and where I shouldn't go and what I shouldn't wear and how I shouldn't act and how I shouldn't talk. But they had no advice to give because they weren't successful. And once I got rid of these old friends, I found new friends. I found new friends which helped me get rid of my old friends, and that dramatically changed my whole perspective because I was surrounding myself now with people who are helping me reach my highest goals. So if you have any old friends in your life, make sure to find new friends, and those old friends won't want anything to do with your new success. The fourth sacrifice I made to become wealthy, and this is a big one, was lust. Look, my friends, there's so many people that get stuck into the lust trap. They use their sexual powers, their creativity, to pursue something that's not even theirs. You see, a lot of you guys are married, right? You have a spouse, you have someone that loves you, you have someone that cares about you, but then you still use your energy to pursue something else. You see, once I realized that I had to contain my sexual power and use it to my advantage, I became a tremendous person. I became the person I knew I wanted to be. You see, the Bible says, focus on the wife of your youth. Don't go out and focus on people that are not for you. Because when you're lusting after other people, you're basically hating that other person, and even worse, you're hating yourself. So do whatever it takes to stop the lust, kill the pornography, and control your sexual energy. The fifth sacrifice I had to make to become wealthy is to stop working for money. I decided that it was time to stop waiting on a bi-weekly basis for consistent pay working a job that I absolutely hated. You see, when you have that desperate mentality, you repel the right people, the right money, and the right opportunities in your life. You see, money hates desperate people, and anyone who works desperately for money will have none of it. Another great fact is that desperate people only want to pay the bills. And if all you want to do is pay the bills, that's all you'll end up doing. If all you want to do is save up for an emergency fund, then you better be expecting an emergency that's unfavorable in your life. But if you decide to work for your passion, work for your purpose, work for a greater understanding of what you can do to become a greater person, then my friends, money will become attracted to you. You will become richer. You will become wiser. You will become better. because you adjusted your philosophy. Instead of having the scarcity mentality and the desperate mentality, you now have the abundance mentality, and money will trickle down your path. The sixth sacrifice I made to become wealthy was sports. Now trust me, I know a lot about sports right now, but I'm telling you the level of involvement that I had previously when it came to sports was at a tremendous level. Look, I knew all the stats, all the facts, all the story, every history around the 4 major sports in America. Once I realized that sports was killing my time and leading me to dead-end conversations, I decided to diminish the hours that I put into my sports. Now I told you, I already enjoy sports, I play it, I watch it, I study it, but not on the level that I did before. The seventh sacrifice that I made to become wealthy was extended family. Now some people say, Daniel, you gotta be a family man. You got to know your aunts and your uncles and your grandparents. But for me, my friends, I realized that much of this was a waste of time. It might sound brutal, but if you spend time with every single person in your family multiple hours every week, eventually you're not going to get anything done. Protect yourself and reserve your time so you can produce on the highest level. If you go to every single family function, you're going to find that you don't have any time to focus on what really matters the most. Now keep in mind that throughout the year, there's always going to be birthdays. There's always going to be holidays and festivals and gatherings. But make sure that you pick 1 or 2 that means the most to you and spread it out so that you do not kill your momentum in your life, in your career, and in your business. If you protect your time, you protect your life, and you can keep that momentum going so you can produce the highest results possible. The 8th sacrifice that I made to become wealthy was overeating. Look guys, by nature, I'm a foodie. I love food. But I'm going to tell you that food was killing me the way I used to eat it. I would overeat because I had no control of myself. And once I realized that my intake was controlling what I produced on the outside, I decided to change the way I was eating in my life. Some of you already know that overeating could lead to massive weight gain. It could lead to sluggishness. It could lead to certain sicknesses. So decide exactly what you want to eat and how much you want to eat if you want to take control of your health, because your health is your wealth. The 9th sacrifice that I had to make in order to become wealthy was laziness. You see, laziness is a deadly disease, and those infected by it won't get anything done. Keep in mind that laziness can take effect in many different forms, and for me in particular, it was financial laziness. You see, I didn't want to open up the bills and face the reality that I had to pay them. I didn't even want to count the money in my wallet because it was a dirty job. If my hands would touch the dirtiness of money, then that would get me in trouble. So many germs. My friends, what I'm saying is this: do not be lazy in anything, because laziness is not the action you don't take, it's the mindset that you don't have. Make sure you understand how laziness infects anything you do in your life and do whatever it takes to exterminate it completely. The 10th sacrifice I made to become wealthy was time. Look, time is the most valuable asset you can ever have. And once I discovered how to use my time and control the clock, it completely changed my perspective. Look, we don't have that much time in our life, and everything we do is measured in the minutes, the hours, the days, the weeks, the years. And if we don't understand how to take control of our time, then there's no way we can ever learn how to take control of our life. So my friends, time is of the essence. You can never be the same age again. You only have 1 year to enjoy the age that you currently are. You can never go back in time. So what I'm basically saying is to take control of the time that you have instead of worrying about the time you don't have. Look, if you're older in your years, don't give up. Don't despair, but prepare. Don't say, oh, I'm in my 50s, I'm in my 60s, I don't have time. No, use the time you currently have to make the most of the opportunities that you want in the future. There is a future for you, but you must manage your time right now if you want to create more for yourself. And if you're a young person, enjoy the moments you have right now, but prepare for yourself and what you want in the future. You could pay now and play later, or play now and pay later. If you wait to pay the price later on, that price will be exorbitant. It will cost you much more in the future. So pay it now and find something that you love to do and do it exceedingly well if you want to succeed in everything you do. There you go, my friends. I've shared with you 10 sacrifices that I personally made to become wealthy. If you made some sacrifices on your own too, please share it in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing your story and watching you as you grow in your journey to success. Again, this is Daniel Aldie. Subscribe to my channel, hit that notification button so I can see you on the upcoming video. See you next time.